Okay, good day, everyone. You are all welcome to today's live stream. And I want to believe that a lot of people would have been like, the setro's not coming up today. What's happening? Here we are. And as usual, this is Das the most handsome, yakable Africanicious, adrenaline pumping a physical husband. And I have beside me my most beautiful sugar licking pepperoni.
You're most welcome to today's live stream. It's a
Hmm.
pleasure having you around. Thank you for stopping by.
Okay. You know, just like the topic we are looking at today, we just want to ask ourselves this basic question. Why is it that the United States of America is not respecting the sovereignty of the people of Africa, in the sense that you guys are busy preaching, respect, you are preaching obedience to the rule of law, recognizing, human rights, countries' rights, whatever rights you call it. But when it comes to Africa, it's like they've turned Africa to a set of dummies, a place where people are not thinking you are the best or you are in the best position to be thinking for us. And maybe because of the few Africans that you've come in contact with in terms of maybe some leadership loopholes or what we call leadership lacuna, you begin to think that we Africans are a pack of dummies, like you might be thinking. And because what we're about to share today is so annoying, but I've decided I'm not going to be annoyed. I'm just going to be enjoying myself because it's your own cup of tea to feel that a people as brilliant as the African race can be so dumb enough to close their eyes towards the problem you are having. Because even the good book says that when you have a problem with your eyeball, with your eyelid, you should solve that problem of yours before trying to remove something that is insignificant from someone else's eyes. But what I see today, I'm going to be sharing some videos with you. What I'm seeing today is like a situation of psychomatic disorder. When America, with the lot of human rights issues that they have, violations of countries' rights. Is the same country that goes into other people's territory. You mess them up. You turn their country upside down, and with some frivolous claims that maybe weapon of mass destruction or what have you. At the end of the day, you are not getting anything from these countries, and you would
It's
have
all right.
destroyed their country. Okay, Elian Farmer say the people of America are not the ones not respecting Africa. It is the leaders. Wow, you are so right. You're so right. You're so right. But is you are right, and also based on the fact that I don't represent the so-called stooge, the so-called leaders, that it is the people or the American people that have influenced their taking to power. I don't represent that. I represent just the normal African people that want a breath of fresh air, a breath of, like, just leave us alone, face your own problem, try to solve your own problem, and let us solve our own problem. I belong to that class of people. And it's so annoying to see that America just want to drop some nonsense on us Africans. Whatever garbage that you feel is okay for you, no problem. Whatever is okay for you, that's not my problem. My own is that why not just leave us
Also, a
alone?
breath of
Let
fresh air.
us face our own challenges and solve our own
And have a
challenges.
breath of
You,
fresh air.
you can imagine like somebody living like a couple are having some nice time trying to see how to fine tune their family, how to make their family succeed out of the little resources they have. Then all of a sudden, another couple from the United States of America trying to come in and say, no, this is how you should relate. You should not use your hand to eat amala. Amala is a local food in Nigeria, West Africa, that you do not need fork and knife. You need your natural resources, your hand to, we call it swallow. So you now coming to say, no, you must eat it with fork. You must use it. Doesn't make sense. Americans are insulting Africans when you are bringing something that is valueless from your own side of cultureless or culture, your own kind of cultureless or your kind of culture, to our own side where we have culture, we have upbringings, we have family lines, we have the way we do our things, we have the way we reason, we have our own value, we have our own accentuated values, and you just come, you feel this is what you're doing there, so we should all start jumping at it. Okay, so I think it's only a madman that will do that. You leave your house to come to my house to dictate how I should rule my house. I think there is a problem somewhere. So I'm going to play this video. The first video I want to play is a sorry case. I'm so sorry sounding this way, but it's the truth. It's a sorry case because it actually happened in Ghana. And with much respect I have for Ghana, I was so disappointed when I saw this video. You are coming into the continent of Africa. You are coming to one of the 54 countries in one of the countries in Africa. You are coming into one of the countries in Africa, and all you have to do first is to show us that you have this so-called domineering charisma. Nobody's saying you should not be good security-wise and what have you. The vice president of America was coming into Ghana, and the first thing they have to do is that instead of the Ghanaian police, Ghanaian security forces, to be the one to receive the entourage and to even check, to do security check on the so-called security apparatus they are coming in with, it was now the other way around. I'm seeing American security personnel searching Ghanaian police, Ghanaian security personnel. Let me share the video because it could be just whatever video I'm sharing today, just be laughing because don't allow this thing get to you.
Ghanaian security people being screened by US police in Ghana just because US vice president came to visit Ghana. Instead of Ghanaian security people or police screening the US people, it's now the US screening Ghanaians.
Can you imagine that? Can something like this ever happen in any reasonable country? That you are coming, you are the visitor into my own country, and you are now subjecting my own officers, my own security details, you are subjecting them to what? To checks,
It's appalling.
Okay.
As in, it's absurd. I don't. If a place is not what you're coming, then you don't come. What do you feel?
Definitely.
If a place is not what you come in there, then you don't come. But if it's what you come in, then you have to respect the rights of the people too, because it's their own land. And you should respect those in charge. Let them do their work. That means you don't have, you are not, the human right you're preaching, it's haphazard, because you are not respecting these people's right to check you in their country, and you want them to respect your right.
It's very funny that a thief is now preaching restoration to you. Somebody just walk up to you, collected your phone at gunpoint, and while he was going, he was telling you that no, don't steal, or a thief is telling you to say the truth, because if you do not say the truth, you will cheat. You know,
But
it's
all
so
this,
annoying.
it's as in, it's because of the rulers we have in Africa. Or can they go to Saudi Arabia? Can they go to Qatar? Can they go to all these other countries and do such as in it's
The way Americans, one thing Americans do not know is that the chip, like this book, who moved my chips, you know,
oh my cheese.
who moved my cheese rather. This book, who moved my cheese, the cheese is already moving. In short, it has already moved, and Americans are busy running up and down now, trying to see what last string they can pull, because
In
already
Africa.
already a lot has shown a negative weight of the American state, in the sense that Saudi Arabia has rubbished America. China is continuously rubbishing America, and even Russia has rubbished America. Look at all the sanctions that American claim they are giving to Russia and the likes. Now Russia is even making more money from their transactions and their deals. And see, a lot of the nonsense that Americans have tried doing, or they have continued to do in Africa, these countries that I've just mentioned, they have not done half of it. Russia has not done half of it. What's it called? Even Chinese have not done half of it. Yeah, easy to talk about all these Arabian countries. They have not done half of it. So how can you come? Okay, don't let us talk too much. I have plenty video that we're going to look at today, and we need to react to them. Let me just read from Sandra Oseola. Sandra, is nice reading from you. Sandra says, I have been wondering the same thing. And I am an American. Wow. I think it is the elites, okay, that have been robbing Africa of their natural resources, and God will hold them accountable.
Amen.
So true. I say amen to that. But let me tell you this. When you say it is the elites, I've also discovered that for every corresponding thief, there must be a corresponding collector. So if a thief doesn't see where to sell what has been stolen, the thief will not steal. So it takes two to it takes two to tango. So they are all and same, and that's why majority of the time they do not even leave us alone to choose who we want as our leader. They always try to come and influence in one way or the other and put in their puppet for us. That's why you wonder, in a country like Nigeria that has over 200 million brilliant people, they have rubbished the country.
Nigerians are doing great all over the world,
But
right on the soil of Nigeria, they don't want that Nigeria to excel.
They've rubbished the country to the extent that the only thing that our youth now think of is what? Fraud. Online fraud, how to scam, how to do this, how to do that, because
And how to japa.
and some that do not want to do fraud, they will just pack their bags and either run out of the country by road or by air. All they just want to do is get out of this place called Nigeria. Some even refer to the country as a zoo. So you can imagine, it is because of what people like these Americans are doing directly or indirectly that is, impairing, that is affecting the country. Okay, now let's look at what Elian Fremont says. Why was there?
Why was she
there anyway? Yes, we are getting to that. I think we are going to have an interesting time. They don't even respect the citizens here, and they feel that they are better than anyone else. I'm a Black American woman, and I do agree with you 100%. Wow. I so love this. So
she also says they are robbing all of us worldwide.
Whoa, so that means they are actually Robin Hood. But Robin Hood is even better, because Robin Hood will collect from from the rich and give to the poor. But these ones are collecting from anybody they get in contact with. And I wouldn't know who they are giving back to. Oh, Jim says the dollar is on his way out, or the US government is a Jim, you have come again. Okay,
Yeah,
now, so what's it called? Let me put the link here in case you want to join us live on this stream. This is the link to join with. Now, let me quickly go to the next video. The next video, we tell you something.
Their home place. It means they don't even trust the Ghanaian police and the Ghanaian security. Can you imagine?
Thank you both for taking the time. Zolan Kano Young.
Now, Kamala Harris, or whatever the name is, the Vice President of America, came into Ghana after the display has been displayed
at the security personnel.
Came into Africa with all the challenges we have in Africa, with all the problem we are trying to solve in Africa.
Millions of children that are homeless without food, without
a whole lot. Like we just I don't even know where to start. You know, there's so much problem in Africa. Like in my own country, we've been complaining that we do not even have access to our own currency. We have to be buying our own currency for us to be able to buy food, to buy things. We have to buy our currency before we now start buying things, which is just like, that one is not Forex again, that one is Rolex. Now, we have several challenges and the likes, only for Kamala Harris to come into Africa, to come into Ghana, one of the most beautiful and the most respected, one of the most respected African country as of today. She came in there, and one would have thought the attention would be more on how to support the country to advance more. But it is obvious that America is having something else in mind. What is she coming in with? She's coming with the lifestyle of Orikpepe Demoe that they are practicing over there. That is none of our business. It's none of our business. If you like, make fowl, they sleep with chicken. If you like, let monkey they sleep with banana. That's not our problem. But just keep that your lifestyle over there. Don't ship it here. But she's coming to tell us how we should accept what is not part of our culture. Okay, I think we should just listen to this so that we'll start from there.
From the New York Times. Madam Vice President, you have made clear that the message of this trip is centered on a collaborative future. At the same time, the Biden administration committed to calling out any foreign government that advanced anti-gay legislation or violates human rights. All three of the countries that you are visiting on this trip have advanced or proposed anti-gay legislation. Has proposed a bill that would imprison those that engage in same-sex intercourse. Gay sex remains a crime in Tanzania, and same-sex relationships are outlawed in Zambia. What have you said to the president and plan to say to other leaders on this trip about the crackdown on human rights? And for the president as well, you've talked about the proliferation of terrorist groups across the region, as well as pirate activities along the Western African coast. What does the presence of the Wagner Group say about past U.S. support when it comes to security? What more do you need from the United States to combat this threat? And also, can you confirm that Al-Qaeda has a presence currently in Ghana? Thank you.
I'll start. I have raised this issue, and let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
Yes.
You know, before the president of Ghana speaks, let's look at what she just said now. You respect the right of all people. How do you respect the right of all people when you do not respect the right of we the Africans? You know, what I discover is that for you to really play the dirty game that the Americans are playing, you have to ensure that your voice is very, very gentle. Even when you are angry, don't say no. Just calm down and begin to say something that is stupidly uncalled for in a nice way. You know, just like saying, "Oh, your head is not correct," instead of saying your head is not correct. You know. I've studied them, even when they are saying something that is obnoxious, something that is stupid, something that is unacceptable in our own culture. They tell us, it's not right. You can imagine Americans, they are like the people that will tell you that, oh no, you Africans, it's not good to practice polygamy. Polygamy is not good. But what you can do is better you buy one. What I mean by buy one, marry just one. You can discard her in 2 days, and you discard her, with what's it called? With divorce letter. Then you marry another one. I can continue to marry over and over, as many as you wish. But when an African decides to say, he's going to marry 4 wives, they'll be the first to say, no, that's not good. How can you marry 4 wives at the same time? I've discovered that Americans need to change. When you are looking for a very good example of hypocrite in capital letter, let me also be saying it in a, you see the way Kamala Harris was saying it. She was saying it gently, so I'll also be saying it gently. The greatest. Yes, now only one the what's it called? The respect for human rights. Wow, she respected human rights a lot. America respected human rights a lot.
Yeah, security personnel had to come and
in our own sovereign land, in our own sovereignty, the security personnel had to now be the one to be checking on. I don't want to talk too much. Then when you now say you always have human rights at the backbone of your mind and blah 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 blah, all those beautiful
things. The greatest of all, is it not
the human rights
to life?
The human rights that you're talking of is not the right to life that we are talking
about.
That
is the greatest. And right there, over there in the US, school children are being killed. Innocent teachers are killed, and you're doing nothing. But you're coming here, let me just be saying it this way, and you're telling us human rights, LGBTQ. That is the most important.
So you want to sell something that is not part of our culture to us.
We must do
it. Yes.
You want to deculture us. Yeah. You want to take away that thing that really makes us who we are. Yes, the Africans who we are. As in that beauty in us, you want to take it away. And you want to put your own kind of nature.
And they'll be saying bad thing in a very easy, cool way. We are always about human rights, whereas the human rights that you're talking of, we know what you guys have been doing. You went into a particular country, you said there is a weapon of mass destruction there, and after scattering that country for several years, nothing, you did not get anything from there, and nobody charged you to the world court or ICC or whatever they call it. Nobody is holding you because you are in charge. America should just know that Africans and the rest of the world are not dummies, and you cannot continue to play, even if you have played our forefathers like a fool. The new generation of Africans are not those kind of idiots that you can manipulate and sell things to. You understand? Now, okay, now only collaboration going on in this trip is to keep your corrupt officials in line. One misstep and you'll be gone is our message. Gotta read between the lines. Jim, let me bring back your stuff. Only collaboration going on in this trip is to keep your corrupt officials in line. Okay, one misstep and you'll be gone is anyway. All those when you use the word corrupt, I wouldn't like the use of the word corrupt on African rulers because the majority of them are rulers, not leaders. Now, you are talking of partners here, partners in crime. So when you are talking about partners in crime, Jim, next time you say the only collaboration going on here is to keep not your corrupt, is to keep America's partner in corruption, is to keep their partners in corruption in line so that they can flow together. Because actually, we should stop just talking about African rulers alone. They are being sponsored, they are being monitored by some persons to continue the corruption network so that Africa can continue to be the source of cheap labor, cheap resources. And anyway, let's go to some other person's comments. Okay, Ellen Farah says she's controlled by the elites and the majority of the people here are against war. Buhari of America and the gangsters are doing. Elian, you might not understand because you guys, seriously, America and Nigeria, we have a lot in common. We have a lot in common. There is virtually not much difference between your president and fill in the gap. Anyway, so I'll just leave it to fill in the gap there. She understands what I'm saying. That's why she's laughing. Because even you guys are not in support of what she's doing and likes. Anyway, you guys voted in now. The last election is democracy now, demonstration of praise. And it is the same democracy that you are practicing, that you introduced to us. And for the first time, I witnessed your democracy in which some dead people also voted. So it is, yes, some dead people. It was reported that in your last Americans election, some dead people voted. So that is also part of what our rulers here are always quoting, that there is no election in the world that is 100% free. So they know where they got the lines from. So Elian, you are very correct. Now, Wealthy Thomas says, answer not a fool according to his folly. They seek war. Pray protection from the Most High of Israel. Wow. I love this. I'm so happy to read from you, Wealthy Thomas. This is wealth of knowledge. But if we are not going to answer a fool according to his folly, there is also another part of the good book that says, answer a fool according to his folly. That is, at a particular point, you might not need to answer him, but at the other time also, you need to also answer him. And how do we need to answer him? Is for us to sit down and say, oh, all these things you're trying to sell to us to create more problem for us, because what you're trying to introduce to our own culture, we create more, in short, it will make the problem more confusing, that we will not know whether it's to call it or in or it or it is. I don't want to go too much into that.
And the repercussions
or she in or she
on everything.
So we are not saying you should stop it in your place. Whatever works for you, do.
The atmosphere.
But don't don't force it on us like we must do this before we. What are we even benefiting from America? What are we even benefiting? They should even just go and sit down, because even whatever you are saying you are giving is audio money. We are not even seeing it, because they will just say so billions has been given as grants to one country or the other, and at the end of the day, your puppet will still carry the money and go and put it in your bank.
Still suffering like no improvements in the
I
living
even
standard.
want to believe that they are just playing the game. You know, they will put their puppet. They will say, they are sending billions of dollars to Nigeria, to Togo, to Ghana, and at the end of the day, the puppet that you have installed there, we carry the same money and go and drop it in UK and all those stuff. So who is Mugu? You are a Mugu squad. So okay, now let's go to Yanse Singh. Okay, Yabana Singh. Oh, nice meeting you, Yabana. Says, I don't know why America is forcing their ideas. I'm American and I'm ashamed about this. Yes, my username was Annette. Wow. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
It's nice having you this night on ground. But let me tell you, is I call it an advanced stage of sickness, where you do not only want to suffer your illness, but you also want to enforce it to make sure that some other persons contract the same disease that you have, because a whole lot with Africans have so many troubles already at the palm of their hand. For example, in Nigeria, we have a situation of terrorist attack here and there. We have a kidnapping. We have a banditry. We have what's it called? These people that carry cow.
X-Men.
We have X-Men issue.
Attack.
We have low cash, in circulation. We have a whole lot of issues. Famine is around the corner, because people are not safe to go and plant food in their farms and the like, because of kidnapping and killings. Now you want to come and introduce another thing that will give us psychological problem, that will not be able to please XYZ. That if I now want to greet my wife, should now be saying, are you a Shein or Shiat? What's that? What's that? Please, I'm not against anybody's whatever, but I'm saying that don't force your idiosyncrasies on me. So that's just it. Now, it says, Manu America. Many Americans know about the global agenda, which is affecting almost all countries. Yeah, truly. Jimbara said, Dio, do you have the video clip of Zimbabwe president saying you have a couple of weeks to get out of the dollar? No, I don't have that. I don't. Okay. Eliana says we are Christians. Wow, Eliana Farah. Lovely. So happy to hear from you. We have a whole lot of people here, Christian, Muslims, Hindu, whatever, different religion. But let me tell you, the greatest thing that will show who you really are is your character, your ability to do what? To tolerate the other person,
to value the value of the person.
Let them live their life. Let them live their life.
So it's not by force. Any religion that it's, or any way of life that it's enforced on you, it's not real, because you're just living another person's life. You're not being who you're meant to be. That's why we at the Citrus Foundation, we operate a foundation that gives indigent but diligent African youths this freedom. We go to the streets and pick the neglected African youths, which is the thing that these people ought to be saying now. Youths without homes, without parents, youths that have been neglected
No, sorry for cutting you. Do you know that this Kamala Harris, what I would have expected is that for her to come to Ghana to place like Nigeria that has a population of over 200 million and say, oh, I'm seeing that a lot of your youth they are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. What can we do?
What can be done to engage them?
How can we partner so that they are engaged, so that they are engaged here? So that they can become a resourceful person here, instead of coming to America, to Europe, to become an eyesore, to become a problem, or to be duping, because majority of what America do not know is that a lot of problems they are creating for the world, they're actually creating it for themselves. Because if you allow a continent and its people to be on their own, to develop, you can partner with us in businesses and the likes, and instead of you trying to enforce your will on the people, disrupt their way of life. That is what has been pushing our youth into what? Corrupt practices, what's it called? Online scamming. The other day I was watching something on 60 Minutes Australia. You need to see how many billions of dollars that are being scammed out of Australia yearly. Why? Because somebody will not just allow the youth of a particular continent to be at peace, the youth of a particular country to be at peace, because they are losing hope on the kind of system of government that you have affected here, that are not thinking
about them. Yes. So that's why if you are really fair, it's not about your religion now, it's about who you are, your way of life, your value. Do you value the other person's opinion? Emotional intelligence experts will say that if you have passion, as in you value the other person's emotions, you value how the other person feels, or the other person's feeling, then you're a great person. You'll be able to resolve conflicts. And for you to have the ability of resolving conflicts, you're actually great in this world. So if you're really a leader, I think you should have that emotional intelligence. And that's what we do here. We go to the streets, we pick up this youth. We don't try to instill or enforce anything on them. We just make them free. What do you like doing? What do you do at will? That it's just part of you and you love it. Most of them will say, my parents, when you were alive, forced me to do this. I'm doing this, I don't like it. And you still see them, those that will say, I would have loved to learn hairdressing, I would have loved to learn upholstery. One is still calling us, he wants to learn welding last night. Okay. So we have lots of them, and they will tell us, this is what I want to learn. With the help of wonderful people on this platform, we've been able to raise funds to help them. So let people be who they are destined to be. That's the most important thing.
And the funnest stuff is that even with the fact that we have this foundation that we are running, we will not now say, oh, you must be like this. We will not force you if you are, because we've helped Muslims, we've helped Christians, we've helped people different from traditional background and the likes. So if you are now coming and you now say, no, because I'm the one that is running this foundation, you must change your name to a Christian name or to an Islam name. That is what America is trying to do. They're not saying they are going to blacklist. I heard them saying they're going to blacklist countries that refuse to do what? To do their LGBT thing. See, this is your LGBT thing. Keep it with yourself, because if it's working for you, that's fine for you, no problem. But America has its own calling. Let us go through our path that we feel is okay. If you are coming to transact businesses with us, come on a plain sheet and you transact. And that's why they're always afraid when they are saying that the relationship between Africa and China is going, how will it not grow, increase more? Because China is coming, although we already know that we are also we are looking at China with, corner eye. That's our slogan in Africa. We are looking at China with corner eye. But they are coming, they are helping with infrastructures. What is America helping Nigerians, helping Africa to achieve? You are only coming to trek us. You will just tell us, so the monies you are calling is even creating problem for us. Stop calling. It's not
on
reflecting.
our economy.
It's not reflecting because you guys will mention billions of dollars have been sent. Who do you send it to? Is your puppet. So please let's continue with the video. Let's continue with the video. There is a part of this video that I want us to listen to.
Ms. Young, so thank you for the question. First of all, we don't have any such legislation here in Ghana. A bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is now being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response to the proposed. The legislation was a legislation that is being provided as a private member's bill.
And let me be honest. This is the first time I'm seeing the president of Ghana talking as if he's scared of something. Yeah. He's not coming out straight. I don't know, maybe he's deliberately saying this with caution so that they will not know where he's going to come out, because most of the time, intelligent people can behave that way because they know who they are dealing with. They know that America they know that Americans do not like to hear you say the right thing, and if you appear to stand in their way, they can help you to be out of their way. So now maybe the guy is looking, the way he's talking, I've not seen, most of the time I've always seen him as confident person that will be outspoken and this is what I'm going to do. I don't know whether he's trying to manage the information until they are finalized on the law with respect to LGBT. But that is not why we are talking about this today. Why we are talking about this today is that the least problem of Africans is that LGBT that you are talking about at this time. That is not going to put food on the table of millions of Africans that
are jobless.
Graduates that could not even find jobs in America. So far, you can wash the toilet, you still make a living. But here, if you will not even get the job. That's what we are talking about.
Is it master degree holders or doctorate degree holders?
And somebody is coming
working
to
like security, as in.
Do you know how many PhD holders that are truck drivers?
What of the other day, the security guy that came here?
Yeah.
Is he not
a security man that came to the foundation, because we run a foundation where we assist youth here. To a security man that came was a graduate, and he was being paid peanuts.
A married man
with children. I don't think she ended up to $50. Mm-hmm. So and that's for a month.
For a month, not a week.
Not a week.
Or not a.
So how do you phantom that? Okay, let's read from Madam Claudia. Madam Claudia says, let me remove this. Madam Claudia says, greetings everyone. Let me speak the way she speaks. Greetings everyone, Mr. Secretary. There is an old saying, you got to learn to dance a yard before you can dance abroad. Good. Meaning you have to do good in your country before you go to another land and talk foolishness. Wow. I think I should personally send this to Kamala.
Why are you calling her Kamala Harris? Why are you calling her that?
Kamala. What's her name? Okay, whatever her
name is.
Kamala. Auntie Kamala. So I think she really needs to do that because it doesn't make sense. We have our own challenging issues there. So it's not just for you to come and think you can just come and dump anything on us. Okay, Virtuous Sister says, some of us will never understand that this is spiritual warfare. Bam. These devils, whoa, know that we are God's chosen people. So they are throwing everything at us to get us live abominable lifestyle. Be ready. Now, let me tell all Africans that might be watching this video. Remember, before you make up your mind for anything with respect to whatever waste bin they are trying to dump on us in Africa, remember that Africa is still going through a lot of challenging moments. So, how will you feel if you are now compounding the already existing problem with more problems by allowing something that we do not accept as a culture to overwhelm us? Okay, before you make your decision, remember what happened in Brazil. Brazil just did something against, against a particular faith, and that there was a reaction, and that reaction is still going on till we speak. I just pray that Africans, we are not supposed to even respond to such nonsense. That we are supposed to even ask, okay, is that the main reason why you came to Africa? Is that what brought you to Africa? Okay, since that's what brought you to Africa, you don't have anything else to offer, please take the next flight out. Yes.
With your
security. So okay, now let's look at Madam Clara says, I am referring to that lady that visited Ghana. Yeah, we know. Madam Clara, you should know that we know. We know. We are referring to Laduke. Laduke from America. Okay, Satan is in his presence from America. Wow. Before I used to think, I used to think the devil is in Africa. But now I discover that is a lie. The devil should be somewhere in, because I don't know why. You know what is happening to America? I think the problem is that you guys, you have too much food. Unlike Africa, that we have to labor so much before we get food.
That some children just have to even pray that they see Gary in the morning. Understand? As in cassava flakes with water.
So it's like most of the time when people just open their fridge, there's chicken, with $5 you can get a full chicken, or maybe with less, when milk, you open the freezer, there is milk. Ubon, you come to Africa.
Come and see milk.
Come and see milk. You'll be seeing it in your dream. By then, you will know that there is God. That's when you know how to pray. God, please provide food for me. But you guys, you don't have such challenges. So that's why most of the time, it is very easy for you to just pick up one trait from nowhere, pick up some kind of character, ability or lori, and you practice it, and the next thing you're now like, oh, where can I cause trouble in the world? Oh, Africa, it will be a good place to come and cause more trouble. So you want to introduce your trouble to us. Please hold your trouble then, because we have enough trouble that we are trying to resolve here. Okay. Whoa, we have Yashimitsu-san. Hello, beautiful people. I haven't been on air in a while.
I haven't been on air.
I haven't been on air in a while, but blessings to you and your beautiful wife. Wow, I love the way you talk about my beautiful wife. Michelle, let me hug her. Okay, we'll complete that hug. Thank you so very much. It's nice having you. Okay, Jim says, check out SABC News on. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, let me see what that is about. I'm an American. Oh, Susan. Oh, my goodness. Susan is beautiful. I'm an American from Texas. Wow. I don't want to call it Bidemi. Bidemi Ati Amalaya Arita do not represent the real Americans. Wow. Do not let their agenda into Africa. They propose a I don't want to use my mouth to read this, but I really appreciate you, Susan. I thought so too, because if normal, I have some American friends, and what they usually think about Africa is, oh, these people,
How do we help
how
the
do we help
youth,
the
the
youth,
children?
how do we help the children, how do we get them out of poverty, how do we get them trained in one craft or the other. Well, this one is coming to tell us that it is what she believes, what they believe there, that they are even still fighting over it, and they want to bring it here to come and compound the trouble we have already on our ends. That will never happen. You only succeed. So don't mind me, I'll be teaching you a little bit of my African language. Oh, Americans love our African cousins. Wow, wow.
We have American.
Yes, now.
We have an American auntie. She's even not like our blood sister.
Yeah.
As in.
Okay.
Mhm.
Elioma says, no, I mean Amala. Okay, I know. I'm just calling the name in another way. I'm using Africa to pronounce the name. Amala. Ati Boda Jobidemi.
You are calling them, we're interpreting their names in African dialects. We know that.
America, Latif Amir says, America is about to fall, and every country across the world will feel the ramifications from it. Pay attention to all the banks and crypto exchange failures. They are being collapsing. You see, what you are saying is obvious. I just told you something now. For the past how many months in Nigeria, we could not access our own currency. We have to buy our currency before we buy food. So we understood what you are saying, but we are just trying to make it easy for us.
We were trying to do it their own way. You see, you saw the way Kamala Harris was just talking. Okay, I respect all humans.
See now, say it again.
I respect all humans.
But some humans are better than some humans. Continue now. They think when they say something calmly, we are stupid. Oh, that they love us. We know those that love us.
When you respect all humans and you respect human rights across all, yes, you would have allowed those residing in a country where you came to do the proper checks on you. But you never allowed that, and you're telling us you respect human rights. So can that be done to the president of Ghana in the US? As in, let me say now, the president of Ghana is visiting you in the US. Will he bring all his entourage to come and check your entourage before he enters your country? No.
Is it possible?
Is it ever possible?
It's not logical.
There is no respect there.
There is no respect. It's just like
respect is actually reciprocal. Yes.
So there is no way you will lie. If you are lying, you need more lies.
But it's really absurd.
To cover.
And they really treat Africans as if Africans are just a tissue paper that is just to be dumped somewhere. And yet you with the whole of your mouth, you're preaching human rights, equality of humans, but you're really showing that this type of people, these Africans, you think I don't think maybe you're saying they are from the zoo, they are monkeys, but you go to other parts, other continents, just because the people leading us you have so colonized them, as in their thinking and every other thing till date, and you just feel you can just be. You don't know that the Africans coming up now are really smart. They are really intelligent, and they are really doing.
Let me tell you a story. Like last 2 weeks now, we picked 2 youths off the streets because we run a foundation, myself and my wife, with some lovely people across the globe. We run a foundation here in Africa, in Nigeria. We go to pick youths that are struggling off the streets to train them for free. So we picked the first one. We picked the young man. We asked him, what would you like to do with your life? He said he would like to be a photographer and a videographer. And we brought him, where you are seeing here is our foundation space. We brought him here, we started training him in that line. But if it's the way America is doing, America will just go and say, you, okay, we want to help you, and what we want to help you is for you to be making sugar cane. It doesn't make sense. That guy might not be in love with that.
Yes.
He might not have interest in learning that. And by the time you are making him, you are forcing him, and you're saying, if you do not want to learn it, we are not going to support you. It doesn't make sense, because that is what you are doing to Africa, and you are, because the dollar that is not even backed by anything, your dollar is just a fiat, a fiasco, a fialezo kwangwa. It's not backed by anything.
Come and see live,
And
how life was restored into this guy.
oh,
The foundation went for a shoot, I think some days back. Come and see, he was so
just within 2 weeks.
yes, of his training. You are going to see his video updates now. He was saying of what he has learned from God. He was just looking, as in I saw him. He was vivacious, lively. He was wearing the
Vest.
what's it called?
Media
The
vest.
Like, am I this now? I'm this important personality now.
And you know
You
what?
want to
What we also did was to introduce books to him.
culture.
We
of
gave
eating.
him this is a boy that is sleeping on the bare floor in
On
the
the
open
street.
on the street. You know, in just few weeks, within 2 weeks, his life has transformed. Why? Because you ask the person, what
What
would you like to do?
With
Not
your
because
life.
you want to help the person with your $5, with $10. You say, no, you must do this. That's what America is doing. And let me tell you, if America doesn't change, time will come that, you know, they have been insulted. America has been insulted under this present regime. It has been insulted in Saudi Arabia. It has been insulted by Russia, whether you like it or not, because everything that you guys introduced to war against as a problem to Russia, it has shown that it doesn't pull a hoot. Okay. Anyway, if you would like to see what we have been doing, we'll continue with what we are doing now. If you like to see what we have been doing to assist to train the youths in Africa, you can go to our website www.cetrosfoundation.org, or you go through our GoFundMe page here. Just go to, I've just pasted our GoFundMe page. This the link. If you click on this, it's not compulsory. You are not under any duress to support us, but if you go through it, you see what we are doing there, and you think you are convinced enough, you can kindly support us what we do there. The website is cetrosfoundation.org. Right, spell it well. cetrosfoundation.org. And please, if you are out there, you know some medical people that can help either to provide glasses for those that have eye challenge, or that can provide treatment for those that have eye challenge. We have some persons that are having some eye challenge that will need help. Please, you can reach out to us on how such persons can benefit. So let's go back to the discussion of the day. So this is our cetrosfoundation.org. This is our website. You can go there, see what we are doing. So let's continue with the discussion. Where did I stop? Okay. So Virtuous Sister says, remember that Obama tried.
Remember
that Obama tried when he was president. Now, this is part 2 of the same. The effort to follow the line is real. My people, stand strong, okay?
I love the way you put it.
I was almost
So,
confused that Obama tried.
Very, as in,
What did he try? Tasty fried chicken? Or did he
No,
try?
no. Let's just leave it away.
Okay.
As in, you have to be wise
I
now.
love the way.
As in-
Yes, Obama tried. He tried. He really tried. Okay. So Latif Amir says the agenda goes much deeper than anyone knows, and literally everything is connected. Yeah,
Yes,
we know.
you are really
We know.
correct.
We know, because even there is another grand plan in my own country to make sure that we are swept off cash, so that everybody can go cashless. I won't talk more than that. We know where all this thing is, and that's why there is no cash in the country till now. Okay, America is
G-man.
wow. German frontman. Wow. Nice reading from you. It's over. America is it is terrible. Wow. Millions more will be. And you know, when you begin to see the signs, is when you begin to see big companies, big what's it called? Fashion homes are shutting down. You are even seeing banks, you know. You can imagine a 40-year-old bank just shutting down like that, the Silicon Valley Bank. What can be more disastrous than that? But the question, I was almost tempted to ask God this question: that God, why did you make it that it is this period that I'm created to be experiencing all this? Why not allow? Why didn't I come earlier when the world was still a little bit better? You know.
You have something to do. Every one of us on this stream.
I-
Thank God for all those that have been doing their own part, helping us, helping the situation. We have something to do. Just help, just making the world a better place for the next person to you will lead us out of all these things.
It's true.
And just being considerate of the other person's emotions. You know, the real challenge we have in the world is that people don't think about others. They are just so self-centered. So, but by the time you're able to read the emotions of others, you have concern for others, you have feelings for the emotions of others as well as yourself. You'll be able to say, this thing I'm putting in place, what repercussion, of what benefit is it to this other person? So by the time you think of that other person, the world will be a better place. So for every one of us on this stream, I think we are part of the solution the world needs at this time.
And also, in addition, please don't try to dump shit on people.
Yes.
Don't try to
don't dump your ideas on people. Let people be free to express themselves. That's when the best will come out. Like this young guy that came to the foundation that we're talking to you about. I was so surprised. This is a guy that when he started the foundation, he was always very sad, morose, like life has torn him here and there, just hustling here and there. But when he started being fulfilled now, he's now seeing that I'm now becoming a professional photographer. I'm wearing a professional jacket. Come and see the joy. The way he was wearing it, the way he was smiling. My heart, I was so happy. I said, God, it's great touching like Madam Claudia, Dr. Joe, Grandma Sweet 16 and 54. All the names on our GoFundMe page, New Beam Me. You are really making a great difference. You're putting smiles on people's face. Some persons are smiling because you care. And I want to tell you that reward cannot just, Jim Barak, that cannot go unnoticed. That guy was really having the sense of fulfillment. I saw it in him. I was like, it was great. It was an awesome moment. We knew how he came into the foundation. So that's just the solution.
Let's read from. Okay, I wanted to react to this. Latif Arman says purchasing power will be gone. You know, Latif, when they were saying this some years back, I was wondering how will purchase is not possible. It can be possible in the West, but in Africa, it couldn't be possible. It can't be possible. But let me tell you, the last 6 months in my own country made me to know that, wow, these people, it's only God that can deliver us from their shit, from their rubbish, because they are planned a whole lot. Because for Nigeria to witness a situation whereby there was no cash in the system, we were actually buying check.
You didn't read this.
I've read.
No. You didn't read this. We didn't conclude this.
We're actually buying our own currency. We're actually buying our own currency, and it was shocking to me, to the extent that it got to a time that there was even food scarcity. Food scarcity. People were hungry. People had their money in their banks, but they could not withdraw it to buy food. That was when I knew that.
It was saying that
It's
everyone,
over. I've read
yes,
this
so
before.
that children will suffer the most. So Latif was not trying to say that everyone will suffer.
is everyone really.
So
Because in this last one, a lot of children were hungry. A lot of parents could not even provide for their food. And let me tell you the funniest stuff. Even we that you are seeing here, it got to a time that we had to start rationing water, because there was no way we could. We were rationing water, we were rationing food, because there was no way we could access fund in our own account. You have the money, you can't withdraw because the banks will tell you there is no money in circulation. So it is really I don't want to just go back to that. Jimbara says yes, we have runaway inflation and homelessness is everywhere.
stock up
Exactly.
on
Wow.
canned.
Latif Aman, stock up on canned goods and critical supplies. You know, when I see this, I know that is somebody that is based in America that is chatting. When you say canned food in Africa, canned food is big money. it's not something cheap like that. So if you are saying canned food, good. But what will you use to get a canned food? What money
Africa.
will you see to get? You don't understand what is going on in Africa, but I believe that everything will be over very soon. So, okay, this is the link for the GoFundMe to our foundation. Then what's it? I can see some new comments coming in. Jim says only in America can you have a threat of WW3 and stock market goes up. Oh my goodness. We don't really know what is going on. We just have a little clue. He's working in the basement of wow.
Of Abidemi.
Of Abidemi now. Okay. The money in America is the Federal Reserve note, not American money. That's interesting.
Game
Now,
Bambi.
yay! Game Bambi say,
You're welcome.
tell it, family. Okay. Nubimi, Madam Nubimi, it's nice having you here. Money out of the thin air flat. Now, to complete this story, I would like us to see the last part of this story.
Yes, a guy that came up and
A guy came up in Ghana when he saw what was going on during the Kamara Arishe. When he saw that, when he saw what was going on, this was his words. Let me start.
from where?
Please, you really need to listen to this guy. Let's start from here.
Opportunity to prevent.
Kamala Harris is entitled to her opinion, the same way you're entitled to your opinion, the same way I hold the opinion that she and the American government are a bunch of cowards, and that they have no right to talk about human rights because they're the biggest abusers of human rights. Child rights are equally human rights. And yesterday, 2 hours after that press conference with the president, a 28-year-old gun woman walked into an American school and killed 3 American children and killed 3 American teachers. It's the rights, one of the fundamental basic rights of any human being is the right to life. The American government, in which Kamala Harris is vice president, is failing to take decisive action on gun control. And so people who should not have access to weapons are having access to assault rifles and killing innocent children and teachers in America. And the vice president of that country wants to come and teach us human rights. I mean, the irony of it. She's a person of color. But for being vice president, what happened to George Floyd could easily have happened to her, or any of the several people who have been killed in America by errant white policemen which has led to the Black Lives Matter issue. If people have to demonstrate to let the American government know that Black Lives Matter, they need help from us. I've stated on record that myself and my colleagues are very willing to engage the American government and the U.S. Congress to help them shape laws that will clamp down on gun violence, because they really have need for it. But it's the hypocrisy of the U.S., where they call homosexuality a human rights issue in Africa, but yet they are doing business with countries where homosexuality is frowned upon. Over $1 billion of military hardware is sold to Qatar almost on a yearly basis. In Qatar, homosexuality is punished by death, not imprisonment. Why are they not threatening Qatar? One of the biggest trading partners of the United States government is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, it's punished by death. Why are they not threatening them? Why are they not threatening Russia? Then they come to Ghana and Africa and they want to come and threaten us with LGBTQ. The American government is a bunch of hypocrites. If they really want to flex their muscle, they should go and flex their muscle on Russia, India, China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, the places where they are selling weapons to.
Wow. Says it all. You can imagine how that guy put it clearly. At least those are not my words. those are
He's
not
of
my
age.
words. He's of
Let
age.
him
Let him talk. No, me.
Jim said this guy is a hero. In fact, he is Jim. He is Jim.
Madam, no be me. Mwah.
You're welcome.
Unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Hello,
Hi,
family. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I am happy to be here. I'm kind of running around on the house, so I'm bundled up. It's cold in Cali, so I'm actually I'm gonna turn off the camera because this is like, I didn't get my pretty look on. You know what I mean? Not kidding. But no, one of my friends who's from Ghana, we had a conversation about this, and I guess a chief in the area, in some certain areas, and we had a good conversation about it, and he was saying how he doesn't understand, and he lives here in the States, how the United States doesn't even allow polygamy, yet they can go somewhere else to Africa, and he was like, as soon as they make polygamy legal here in America, then okay, but if you can't even make polygamy, if you don't even make polygamy, which is culturally in some place, I'm not a polygamous person. I don't, that's not my thing, but it's in the Bible, right? So why can't people in America practice polygamy, but you want to go all the way across the world, across the ocean, and impact other people's cultural, religious, moral beliefs, and to get welfare money, because it's just like little skittles for the whole other agenda. That doesn't make any sense. And then on top of it, when we had another conversation, he was telling me, even though he's a Rastafari, he knows that there's a lot of people in Ghana who are religious people. They are Christian people. And then there are other people who are traditional people. And what really infuriated me is that he was saying that people, and I'm a Bible person. I'm a Bible believer. I believe in the scriptures and all that. Definitely. But he was also saying in Ghana that even people who study traditionalist medicine are persecuted by Christians. You feel me? It's like, what? Like he was just saying, you don't even know the situation. He was like, yeah, some people, they love the Bible so much, but they see the white Jesus. You feel me? Saying, because remember, we have Christianity, but we have Antichrist Christianity, and then we have true Hebrew human people who are in the Bible that are relate humanity, like our color, brown colors, and different melanated colors. So I know I'm kind of going everywhere, but that's the conflict, because even us as Black African people who are waking up to the knowledge, African people across the globe, in Africa, in the Americas, we realize that is our story in the book. Egypt, Yeshua, all those people, all those prophets were brown and African people. That thing that happened in the Bible geographically is in Kush, is in Africa, is in Israel, is in Ethiopia. And it frustrates me to know that even some people on the continent who are quote unquote Christians, they're so Europeanized. They want the blonde hair, blue eyed Jesus Christ to save them, when that is not even geographically, historically correct. I'm not making it a color thing, but what pissed me off is right now in Ghana, where there are tribes that still are reflective in the Bible, where the true Hebrew people, true people of Israel, true descendants of the Bible are now at, that there's one faction that are so westernized and Christianized that they're even harassing people who study traditional. God said, we have to worship God in truth and in spirit, in the fact and in spirit. So I really think that there's still some rituals, some cleansing, some Hebraic, some Levitical practices that are still present in the continent and in the Caribbean that we practice, that we in our Hebraic African nature practice. So I'm still upset that people, traditionalists, who are probably like herbal healers, who are, whether they worship the ancestors or not or whatever, they should still be able to practice their traditional medicine or their traditional religion or their traditional stuff without being harassed, murdered, killed by Christian Ghanaians. But yet and still, America wants to come out and put her LGBT in there.
Okay.
So please tell me, which is worse?
Okay, good. Now let me quickly say something. I'm not in Ghana. I'm in Nigeria, but let me tell you, I doubt if any Christian can persecute any traditionalist, because Christians, larger percentage of Christians do not even have that violent lifestyle to go after traditionalists. And also, let me state this, that traditionalists and Christians in Africa, they are on the same page against LGBT or LGBT. You understand? Now, both traditionalists in Africa and Christians in Africa and Muslims in Africa, they do not believe in LGBT. They are against it because of their culture. Are you with me? Now, whoever must have been telling you that story of Christians persecuting the traditionalists might not be giving you the full detail, because the traditionalists are not people you can push around. The traditionalists, yes, they are not people you can push around. Forget about it. The traditionalists, see, I'm a Christian, but the traditionalists, if this your sister that came from America, by the name, I don't want to call her name, if she tries to talk to the traditionalists anyhow, to force the traditionalists to do what they don't want to believe as right, the traditionalists will physically attack her. It is Christians that are mostly, you just say some rubbish, you pour the dirt on their head, they say, oh, Jesus said we should forgive, but now I will slap you.
Well, thank you. You're right. Yeah, they are American. They've been here in the States.
So because I won't allow you, even the Bible has told me that I should be wise like serpents, and I should be harmless as dove. Harmless as dove means if I see that you're coming to hurt me, I should be able to fly. And when I fly, my wing should be used as a means of slapping the devil out of you. So now, the traditionalists are not, if you see the traditionalists, they don't give room for rubbish. You can't rubbish them. There is nothing in traditionalists that says if they slap your left ear, turn the other one. No. If you talk to a traditionalist calmly, they will talk to you calmly. If you bring it hot, they will give it to you hot. Sure, you understand? Now, thank God you mentioned this. Can you now look at, we are still looking at how to coexist in peace, both Christianity, Islam, traditionalists, and when you say traditionalists, we have different types of traditionalists. They are in their different system of worship. You now want to compound it with another confusion of spirits that we do not understand. Whereas you are supposed to come into the continent, do your business transaction and get out. Respect what people believe in. Don't force them to be like you. Don't force them to jettison the lifestyle that their parent has handed over to them. Let it be from a willing heart. If anybody wants to do anything, let it be from their mind that, oh, they want to do this, they want to follow you, they want to practice this, they want to practice that. So I see it as very, very absurd that a country that is well known across the globe will now be the one to be saying, you know what, if you do not follow, I don't want to do advert. If you do not follow, if you do not follow my principle, I will not give you scooty. What is that? We should beat you and throw away your scooty. So that's just it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people, there's such a beautiful shift happening. Remember, there's a lot of Black Hebrew Israelites, actually Hebrew people, who are hoping to come back to Africa, and because they also feel the same way. There's a lot of African Americans who are not Christians; they're Hebrew followers who believe in Christ, but they call Yeshua HaMashiach. They see it on the context of an African point of view. They see the religion from an African point of view in the context of Africa and Middle East Africa that we call now Middle East. Yeah, so a lot of them are also in support of what's happening in the States, and they really feel that this is just yet another pin to them that Revelations is happening, that God that God is making judgment happen, and that we are seeing this on a global scale, even, so, that's what, that's my contribution to this conversation, to let you know that we got brothers and sisters out here who ready to be like, what? So we need y'all ready to be like, here, we got some housing for you. Here's some programs for you. Here's what you guys can do. Because again, like I always say, even in the spaces that we're having these conversations, a lot of us are really trying to emphasize that when we go back home to the continent, that we also going to have to refrain from our American Western arrogance and be trying to implement stuff that we have to learn to ease into this new relationship. So know that there's brothers and sisters who are like looking at what's going on in Ghana saying, huh? What?
Very, very true. And I'd also like to add this, for those Africans in diaspora, or whether you're Black Americans or what have you, please, before you try to move down to Africa, try to understand that whether knowingly or unknowingly, you must have contracted that disease. Permit me to call it a disease. You might have contracted that disease of not knowingly displaying disregard for people's culture and belief. So you need to wipe that part of your memory clean by deleting the character that will make you to indirectly or directly insult other people's belief, other people's ways of life. You can suggest, you can bring an opinion about yourself, but you are not to be totally opinionated to the extent that you want people to be like this. You get to a place and they tell you that here we do not allow people wearing shoe on this particular ground. I say, no, I'm an American. See, thunder will go fire you. You will not even know where it's coming from, because these are people's belief, these are people's stuff and the like. So that when you are coming to Africa, you fit in and you enjoy yourself. You even enjoy yourself more. And that's why I always like people that want to come back to Africa. Even before coming back to Africa, try and learn the language. You understand? If you are interested in learning Yoruba as a language, you can reach out to us on this channel. We'll talk. We can teach you how to speak Yoruba, which is the language of the Hebrews. The African Hebrew, you know what I mean? The black Hebrews, you know. Now,
That's right.
the same way, if you are going to Ghana, try and learn the language so that you will fit in. I've seen some African Americans that came into some part of Africa and they were complaining, oh, they are cheating me. How would they not cheat you? Because you got back from America and you're still sounding, yeah, Agana. What is Agana in Africa? They were just like, wow, this skin is deceptive. It is a white skin that is being colored by black color, you know. But when you are coming to a place, you respect. One of the respect you have for people is that you have interest in their language, you have interest in their food, you have interest in their security. Not that you are coming in and you are using your own security to now be the one to be checking our own security. That's rubbish. So I think with these few points of ours in this discussion, as we bring this discussion to a close, we really want to appreciate everyone that has contributed. A lot of chat messages have come in today, but please, America and whoever is in charge of America or representing America, knowing or unknowingly, please stop dropping just anything on Africa. Africa is not a waste bin. It's not a place that you just pick your own culture, you just pick your own opinion, you just pick whatever you think that is human right in your own sense, because you might be using your left sense. But here in Africa, we might be using our right sense. And you want to just come and enforce that on us, it will not work. So please try to respect the people, because in the place of mutual respect lies the growth, the room for expansion and relative peace. Because relative peace can only be relative when both sides come to the table with pure ends. So, Nubimi, what would be your closing remark?
I would have to say, I have to follow what you say, brother, because that's the most important thing. We have to respect each other. We have to come together. This is time of tribulation. And we have to trust, respect our heart, respect each other. Everything you said, I was just going to say exactly what the brother said. And like here, we're coming back home. For some of us who follow the Hebrew way, I'm trying to get my flyer here. Anyway, my husband's an artist, so he does a lot of stuff. For us Hebrews who want to come back, we have to come back in the right way. We have to come back with respect, and we have to come back to help. You know, we are at it. I really feel that we are at this place. We all know that we're at this tribulation time, and we have to start acting like Christ's kingdom, Mashiach's kingdom, whatever you call it. It ain't about a color thing. It ain't about a black and white thing, and it's about a heart thing. And we need to listen to the 10th power and see the bull crap that whoever's controlling America and the world and this game. We need to see, listen, and hear, and be prepared. Be prepared at home, and all of us are going through it. All of us are going through it. We just have to follow, in my heart, the Most High and Yeshua, and we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. But I really feel that my last hope is that I do feel that Setros Foundation, for ones who are listening, for ones who see this later or in the future, Setros Foundation and other organizations like Setro is the bridging gap between us and getting home spiritually, mentally, psychologically, and wherever we're at. Zion is everywhere. We're everywhere. So even if we're here in the States, we can still be helpful. Even if we're in Europe, we can be helpful. Africa, the Caribbean. We got to be one mind, one body, one heart, and work out for the next generation of children, because they should not be inheriting this. They should not be inheriting this confusion. We're working for the children. That's my last point. Thank you, family. Thank you, Setros. The ones, send out the information to Setros. Africa is our future, but we got to stop dumping, like you said, our crap on Africa, okay? We really got to stop doing that. Give thanks,
Wow.
family. Thank you for everything that you do. I love
Wow.
you.
Wow.
It's so cold in California. It's crazy. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's changing. The world is changing. And all this stuff that's happening, you guys know about what's happening in the States, right? It's, you know. So
Wow.
we pray for Africa because really Africa is everybody's hope and solution. But we can't be dumping on Zion like that. You know, on my heart, it is what it is. The Zion. It's where we all came from. It's what we've all gone through. We have to be realistic here in the States. They don't want to deal with the real history. You know what I'm saying? There is a real spiritual problem happening in this world. Now, we're not taking sides, but when the stuff goes down, you know, the Most High know, you know, when you're a bully, you know, we know in our biblical history, when we're bullied, God will use other countries to bully. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, the West their time is coming to a close, and we cannot be, when we go to the next millennial or with the next generation of youth, we have to let them know that's not the way to do things. This is how we go forward, because I really do believe we're living in that time of Mashiach's kingdom. Whether we're Muslim, whether we're Christian, whether we're Jewish, whether we're Buddhist, whether we're Hindu, all of the religions, all of the ways of life, even traditionalists, they know this, because truth, there's no copyright in truth. But the only thing we got to do is act right. You know, act right, be righteous in the way. So thank you guys. I'll leave it alone. I love you so much. I'm so glad I was able to catch up with you guys in between all that. You know what I mean? But go Cetros, keep on doing Cetros Youth, Cetros Foundation, and other ones, other Cetros-like organizations, and for the future. This is for our future. Youth, be strong, see the situation, be honest, speak, be respectful. You know what we got to do. I love y'all.
Wow, love you too. Thank you so very much. Okay. Yes. Virtual Sister says, real talk, sister. Wow. This is a very good way to end a vlog. I want to appreciate everyone. Jim Barak, Virtual Sister, Ellen Farah. We have Dove Shaman.
Longest time.
It's so long that we've seen you. We have okay, I've mentioned Jim. We have Latif Amar, G-Man. It's so nice having you. Which other person? I don't want to miss anyone. In case I miss calling your name. Okay, JJ. Weldy Thomas, Ellen Farah, Sandra Oskela. Wow. And Ellen Farah. We really appreciate every one of you for the beautiful
great comments, everyone. I was speed reading, but y'all, everybody's been on the same page. So that's the one mind that we know. And the one cat that said the children will suffer the most. That's the real deal, for real. So
True.
I am so honored to know that we have people who are on the chat who know what time it is.
Yeah.
We know what we got to do. So let's do what we got to do in our families, communities, and globally.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, and Madam Claudia also. So we really appreciate every one of us coming on the live stream today. Please do keep in touch with us. Same time next week, Sunday. Every Sunday we come with topical issues like this. We see what is going on around the world. We see how we can prepare our minds so that it doesn't happen to us strangely. But we are so grateful that we have you guys here, and we wish the rest of the world the better part of this world. And from myself, Darcetro, and my most beautiful hot wife here, what will you say?
Thank you so very much.
Peck me. Tell her to peck me, or we'll not close this stuff. Oh. Peck me, or we'll not. You are wasting their time. Peck me. It's a sin when a wife is not obeying the husband.
Okay, he's begging.
she's camera shy. She wants me to hug the camera, so I'm going to hug the camera.
The Dutchess sister said,
Dutchess
"Becky."
sister says, no. As a rule in Africa, you cannot disobey a fellow African sister that is talking from over 7,000 miles. Peck me.
Okay, we
You have
vote.
to- you have to-
It's a vote. It's a vote. It's a such vote.
I said, peck me. She's touching me. What kind of
Stop now, be a big noise.
What kind of thing is this? I'm sure this was not how God created Adam and Eve, and Eve was.
Madam.
Oh, okay. Fine. Just a little on the cheek. Okay, it's so
Okay,
sad.
since
A little
you don't want to peck me, hug me.
on the cheek.
Oh, she's hugging me. It's like,
Daddy.
it's like, please, I need to go and check what is happening because I'm feeling something like a voltage.
It's all the love. It's all the love.
Bye bye.
Love you.